Well, now to someone who not only knew Lindsey Graham, but he knows all about what took the senator's life. Aortic dissection is one of Dr. Mehmet Oz's specialties. Before he became President Trump's Medicaid and Medicare administrator, he was a very busy cardiothoracic surgeon. Mehmet joins me now live in studio. So great to have you. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you. You called him a titan of Capitol Hill. He truly was. He was a mentor to many like me who didn't know much about politics. I was with him actually at the World Economic Forum. You could see him just work the room, making sure American interests were protected. We will miss him dearly. But unfortunately, the problem that took his life is not a rare one.
Would he have seen this coming?
Unlikely. One of the things with aortic dissection, I brought a simple model to demonstrate it, is you don't have much warning. And the real cautionary tale is keep your blood pressure low, because that is the one risk factor that seems to be recurrent. And the second is if you have the worst pain you have ever had, you should go see a doctor. Unfortunately, with aortic dissection, even then, it's sometimes too late. About 30% of people die within the first day. More than half are dead within 2 days. So even if you call immediately, and he did apparently, by the time you get to the patient and get them to a doctor, and they need a heart surgeon like me ultimately to fix the problem, you just don't have enough time. And here's why. This is from your makeup room, so I appreciate the prop. But a paper towel, and you have a tube on the inside of the paper towel, and that's where the blood would normally course through your body. Now imagine the heart is where my chest is, and the blood is moving forward. If the blood pressure is high or there's hardening of the arteries, which happens with age, you'll actually tear this tube. You can sort of see it tear like that. And as it tears, the blood, instead of being in the middle of the tube, goes into the side of the tube. There's no room to go there. So it starts to rip through these layers of the tube until ultimately there's no blood going where it's supposed to go. So you shut off the blood to the heart, to the brain, to the kidneys, to many parts of the body, and ultimately this rips out. And when it rips out, it actually compresses the heart, and that's called cardiac tamponade, and it's probably the reason why we lost Senator Graham. You don't have a lot of time. The heart's pumping 6 liters a minute, so a lot of blood going in the wrong direction, spurting out of that tube, can take your life in many ways. So the main thing you've got to do is prevent the potential risk factors, and those are ones that are fairly common. But the reason we call high blood pressure a silent killer is because people don't know about it because it's silent.
So, as you well know, that's how I lost my mom, was to aortic dissection. And that's why I really wanted you to come in, because I knew this was your expertise. This is what you worked on. And every single day I wonder what I could have done to save her life, because she was having heartburn and she went to the hospital. 3 different doctors looked at her. They all missed it. And I'm on FaceTime with her, insisting that she see a cardiologist, and during that call, she dies on the FaceTime.
Oh, my gosh.
And, you know, was there anything I could have done? Because doctors said she had GERD, she had indigestion. She was just an older lady that needed to, you know, have some Tums. How could I have saved her? Could I have saved her?
I don't think you could have saved her, but there's a lesson from your mom's passing, and I'm sorry about that, especially when you witnessed it, that might help millions watching right now. The number one thing a pathologist does when a woman dies suddenly is to look in their stomach, and they look for a pink fluid, Pepto-Bismol. They're looking for evidence that the woman thought she was having heartburn, when in reality, her heart was tearing apart, or she was having a heart attack, or a dissection like your mom was experiencing. So when people have bad pain, don't just write it off to a benign potential problem like a little reflux. You have to investigate some of these problems. And again, aortic dissection killed John Ritter, probably his father Tex Ritter, Lucille Ball. I could go on, Alan Thicke. There were many people who you have heard of who were perfectly normal. Alan Thicke was playing, who I knew, was playing hockey the day he died.
My mom had just done the Camino, hiked the Camino with her best friends. She was in her early 80s. She was so healthy.
Which is why when you have really bad pain, you have to pursue it thinking, could it be the worst possible option? That's why if it's the worst chest pain, it's aortic dissection, potentially. Worst headache, a bleed in your brain, potentially. Worst leg pain, you may have lost blood supply to your leg. All these, worst belly pain, an obstruction, these are all life-threatening problems. Sometimes they're fixable, sometimes they're not. The problem with an aortic dissection is because it's so fast-moving, and because you have to have a major intervention to fix the problem. And that can't happen for a few hours anyway. You don't have the window. When Senator Graham, again, apparently called for help late in the evening on Saturday, and EMS came quite quickly. By the time they got him out of the house, it was already probably a problem. And certainly getting him to a hospital, they went to George Washington University, they have heart surgery, they could have done things. They obviously didn't have enough time.
So it's genetic also, right? Because I would That's what the doctors told me, and I found out I have a aortic dilation, so I have to get checked every year. So is it important for, say, for example, Senator Graham's sister to know that she should get her heart checked or monitor if she gets this type of pain?
It's genetic, but it's also about your family. So there's some genetic problems like Marfan syndrome where you have a problem with the ability of the collagen, which is the sticky material that holds all your tissues together, to actually work normally. And so it's like a rubber band that's frayed. It doesn't have the same bounciness it's supposed to have, and so it breaks. So that's one major reason. In younger people, why they get dissections. As you get older, families tend to eat the same foods. They seem to tolerate the same problems. They'll look the other way for high blood pressure, or they won't check. Listen real carefully. If you hear my voice, this is to you. If you do not know your blood pressure, I have to assume it's high. It's so easy to check. They have products you can buy at a drugstore. You can check it in a drugstore. You can go to your doctor's office. By the way, we give an annual wellness visit to every single patient on Medicare. Everybody in America over 65, free visit to your doctor. Less than half the people take it. And they don't take the visit because they say they're healthier than the other half. Unfortunately, it's the opposite because we have the claims data. They actually cost us more money when they don't get this exam because they're not taking care of themselves to prevent illness. This is a lot of the MAHA movement that Secretary Kennedy is pushing for. If we get people just to own some of these numbers and know them and act on them, then maybe we'll prevent some problems. So if you have high blood pressure, you will harden the artery inside the tube that I just showed you. When that tube, therefore, gets a little crack in it, that high pressure will push through that crack and rupture it. And so that you end up with what's called a dissection. But it could also cause a heart attack. It could cause a stroke. So this same unifying problem, which is high blood pressure, which can come from stress or overeating or not sleeping. Some of these things, by the way, Senator Graham was traveling and just gotten back from the Ukraine. They're factors that can drive blood pressure. But ultimately, knowing that number is the most important ally you have. Because if the blood pressure is not through the roof, it's unlikely to tear a hole in your aorta.
And not just high blood pressure, right? There can be other symptoms.
Yeah. You can have other symptoms. You can have weakening of the arteries because you have high blood sugar. It's a pretty common problem. And there are other factors that can make your arteries a little weaker. For example, the aneurysm that you have, which is, again, a little dilation, normally not a problem. But you know when you blow into a balloon, as soon as you get it going, once that balloon's larger, it blows up faster?
Right.
That's called Laplace's law. First time you've heard a physics term probably in a long time. But Laplace's law is like why when you blow bubbles as a kid, those bubbles get bigger and bigger and burst. Once your aorta starts to get larger, as it gets bigger, there's more force on the wall. The same blood pressure, even though it was okay before, is too much once the tube is larger. And so that's why those tubes tend to break and rupture, and they can cause dissections or just a frank tear that can take your life immediately. All of these are identifiable. An echocardiogram, an ultrasound, safe, no radiation, can identify those. But why not move upstream? Prevent the risk factors that cause the dilation, that cause the problems, like a dissection that took the senator's life. And that's why knowing the blood pressure, which you can do this afternoon, can pretty quickly translate into looking for bigger problems if it's high, like making sure the aorta itself is intact.
Yeah, and know if you have really bad heartburn, it could very much be something else.
Yeah, don't trust the easy diagnosis. Look for the bad diagnosis. You can make a mistake on the easy diagnosis, no one cares. If you overdiagnose or underdiagnose reflux, it's okay. But like in your mom's instance, don't be the person who passes because they were misdiagnosed. And that is unfortunately a common problem in emergency rooms. But the bigger problem is in your home. You get the heartburn, you write it off to indigestion, and instead you're missing a massive heart attack that takes you from your family. And you would have spent many years more with your mom, God bless her, rest her soul, if that diagnosis had been made earlier. And she probably had no idea it was coming because, as you point out, she was hiking, like so many others are, actively pursuing life. The senator would not have gone to the Ukraine to try to save that country if he thought he was about to die from an aortic dissection.
Thank you very much. I always appreciate your expertise. I do want to ask you about Mitch McConnell since I have you. I know you've been texting him. He came out with a statement, a picture with his wife. Tell me about your text messages. Tell me what you think about, his condition, and will we see him back on the Hill?
Well, I'm praying you'll see him back on the Hill. He says he's okay. I take him at face value. In fact, that was the last text. I'm okay. A matter of few words, but there's not much more to say. There's no embellishment. There's no further commentary. I'm okay. I trust him.
Okay. Well, it also has raised a conversation about our aging lawmakers, and that, I guess when you reach a certain point, is it time to say, okay, it's time to step back and enjoy my life as much as I can? Is this adding any merit to age limits, you think, for lawmakers? It's a conversation, people are having online. Our viewers are asking that. What are your thoughts?
I think societies that treasure their age, the wisdom that they have, the insights they can share. As you get older, you don't think as fast, but you often think more clearly, with more thoughtfulness about the implications of your commentary. America has been guided by plenty of older individuals, and we're doing just fine. So I don't think age per se should be any limiting factor. But again, the better you take care of yourself, the more gracefully you will age. And most folks who can hear my voice, who are healthy and in their 70s and 80s, are going to have a running chance, a pretty good shot at getting to their 90s or even becoming centenarians. And if you look around the world where people live to age 100 frequently, they're called blue zones, those habits are available in America right now. In Loma Linda, for example, those folks live a long time. They're very thoughtful about the basics of life, things your mom told you about, the foundations that actually will help us balance our healthcare budget, but even more importantly, help you walk your kids or grandkids down the aisle, live fulfilling lives into your 80s and 90s. And that's a very thoughtful aspiration that we should have, because we have innovation that is so aggressively moving us forward, allowing us to make beautiful saves of illnesses when you're older. Why not stay healthy enough to enjoy that?
Well, I've known you for many years, and you definitely lead by example. Everything that you do, exercise, eating, and, of course, your advice. Thank you, Mehmet, so much for being here.
God bless.
Really appreciate you.